Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. We're back in 1908. We got the Red Sox to the Athletics. Raise your hand if you thought that the Athletics were going to be in first place at any point in time of this season. Yeah, I thought so. Nobody thought that was going to happen. They are 9-1 at home, and they're at home here against the Red Sox, who are actually playing pretty well themselves. The Athletics have Jack Coombs on the mound. Coombs, I'm not sure if starting him as a pitcher is cheating or not. He did start 18 games as a pitcher, played a lot as an outfielder as well in real life, sort of thing that was actually more common back in those days than you might think. I remember seeing a lot of that when I was messing around with 1901 all those years ago. Here is Doc Gessler, who's going to be the first batter of the game for the Red Sox, hitting .333. And the rule is a 22 for a 7. That's going to be a single to right field for Gessler. That'll bring up Bob Unglaub, who's hitting .313. A little bit of slugging and doing a very good job of it. Gessler, I'm guessing, is not very fast. Now, he's gone 11, so let's have him hit and run. See what happens. We're always taking risks here. The rule is a 55 for a 7 by Unglaub, and that sends Gessler over to third base. That's going to be a base hit there for Unglaub, as Coombs is a B, not an A, and that'll bring up Frank Laporte. Runners on at first and third. And we'll take a quick look here at Unglaub, who only has a 10. And so we probably will not hit and run in this situation. I know I'm so predictable. Laporte hitting .333, hitting second base here in this particular game. Rolls a 35 for 36. He's usually on the bench, and so it's an unusual start for him. And that's changed from a 36 to a 40, and that means that there was an attempt at a double steal. Gessler's thrown out at home trying to steal. Unglaub able to steal second successfully, so there's one away, and Laporte is still up there. And he rolls a 32 for a 26. That is a ground ball over to the second baseman, Eddie Collins, who throws to first for the out, 2 away. I know if this were Diamond Mind, I would be telling you about how crazy it is and why did the computer do that, or like, oh, whoops, my finger slipped or something like that. But it's card and dice, so we just roll and we take what happens and we go on with it with a smile on our face. Here's Heine Wagner. Rolls a 22 for an 8, and that's going to be a fly ball to right field. Murphy's got it for the out. We go to the bottom of the first, and it's Jimmy Collins up there. Collins rolls a 15 for an 8. That's a ground ball over to Wagner. The shortstop throws to first for the out. 1 away. Danny Murphy up there now, hitting .290. And he rolls a 51 for an 8, which is a ground ball over to, guess who? Heine Wagner throws to first for the out, 2 away. And it's Topsy Hartzell. Hartzell, as you'll recall, was the subject of a lot of controversy way back in 1900. And he rolls a 56 for 34. He was playing with Indianapolis back then, and then was drafted to go play on either Cincinnati or Chicago. And we never really settled that one. His second roll is a 62, and it's a pop-up over to Wagner, who's done it all today. We go to the top of the second. Anyway, Hartzell ended up with Philadelphia at the end. But that was a pretty big brouhaha they had back in those days, and it's the sort of thing that your history books won't talk too much about, and Wikipedia doesn't mention. Gavy Kravitz rolls a 31 for a 9 base hit, but the little C gets him caught, and the Red Sox have had 2 men caught stealing already. Harry Lord up there now, nobody on, 1 out, top of the second. He rolls a 26 for a 30. It's a fly ball over to left field. Hartzell has it for the out. 2 away. Lou Krieger, now the batter, and he rolls a 33 for a 7. That's going to be a clean base hit to right. Falls in front of Murphy. Krieger goes over to first. That brings up Denny Sullivan. 4 hits already for the Red Sox, and these dice are still a little bit hot. Sullivan rolls a 56 for a 34. It's going to be a pop-up over to the shortstop, Nichols, who makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the second. Harry Davis is up there. He rolls a 32 for a 26. This time it's a ground ball to Laporte, so they find a different guy to hit the ball to. 1 away. And it's Rube Oldring hitting .246. Not much on-base percentage, not much slugging, and he rolls a 25 for a 9. That's a base hit, and then the little C gets him. He gets caught stealing. 2 away here, bottom of the second. First hit of the ball game there for the Athletics, and that'll bring up Eddie Collins. Collins rolls a 22 for a 7. That's going to be a single to right field for a base hit. That'll bring up Ossie Streckengoss now. With 2 outs, Streckengoss, who's hitting 190, is not going to be able to bunt, and so we got to swing away with him. He rolls a 52 for a 27. That's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Lord throws to first for the out. We go to the top of the third inning, and it's Cy Young up there. Cy Young rolls a 23 for a 30. Fly ball over to left field. Hartzell has it for the out. 1 away. It's Doc Gessler. And Gessler rolls a 41 for a 28. Yet another ground ball to short. This time to Nichols. Makes the play and throws to first for the out. 2 away. Bob Unglaub rolls a 52 for a 27. So this time it'll be over to the third baseman. And it's Jimmy Collins who grabs that. Throws to first for the out. And we are in the bottom of the third inning. Still no score. Simon Nichols Nichols rolls a 34 for a 44. It's a fly ball over to center field, and Sullivan has it for the out, one away. Jack Coombs, now the batter, rolls a 63 for a 31. It's another fly ball to Sullivan in center, 2 gone, and it's Jimmy Collins. Collins hitting 234, 271 on base percentage, which is woeful for a leadoff hitter, but they don't got nobody else. He rolls a 13 for a 22, change to a 21. That's going to be an error on Umglaub, the first baseman. That'll bring up Danny Murphy, who does, I guess, have a better on base percentage. And Murphy probably should actually be the leadoff hitter. I may have made a mistake when I put this together. Runner on at first base is Jimmy Collins, 2 outs, bottom of the third. Murphy rolls a 66 for a 0. And the next roll is a 46 for a 6. That's going to be a double over first base, and the runner, Collins, who was running off with the pitch, able to score. Murphy gets a double out of this one. It's 1-0 Philadelphia, just like that. And here is Topsy Hartzell. And Hartzell rolls a 53 for a 17, changed to a 16, and that's a single to center field. And the runner the runner Murphy is trying to score. Sullivan throws home, and the throw's there to Krieger, and he's thrown out at the plate. And so we go up to the top of the fourth inning. And so far, so good for the Athletics, who have scored 1, who were a little bit disappointed there in that in the bottom of the third inning. They didn't get another one. But so far, not doing too poorly in this game. I'm just going to do a little bit of administrative work here. There we go. Had to do a little of administrative work when I suddenly realized that I forgot to move all of my screenshot files over, and we've done that now, and we're back to the ball game, and it's Frank Laporte here in the top of the fourth inning. Frank Laporte rolls a 64. We'll straighten this out a little bit. There we go. 64 for a 29. That's a comebacker over to Jack Coombs, who throws to first for the out, 1 away. Heine Wagner now rolls a 53 for a 19, changed to 22. That's going to be a ground ball over to Davis, the first baseman. Coombs goes over to the bag, takes the throw, and makes the putout. 2 gone, and it's Gabby Kravitz. He rolls a 51 for a 9. That's a clean single over short for Gravith. Hit number 5 for the Red Sox. It's another high-hitting game. How about that? Harry Lord up there now rolls a 43 for a 29. That's a comebacker over to Coombs, who throws to first for the out, and we go to the bottom of the fourth. Harry Davis, first baseman up there for the Athletics, hitting only 191, 282 on base percentage, pretty woeful. He rolls a 31 for a 9, and there's a base hit over short, so he does fight off Cy Young to get that hit. Hit number 5 for the Athletics, and that'll bring up Rube Oldring. Oldring hitting fairly well, 258 with the 290 on base percentage. Nobody's got a good on base percentage here in 1908. Davis, though, has an 11, so we're going to run with him. We'll try that again because we want to make sure that we land here in the box. And the roll is a 22 for an 8, and that ends up changing over to 26. That means it's just a ground ball over to the second baseman, Laporte. Good hit and run grounder, though, sends Davis up to second. That'll bring up Eddie Collins. Runner on at second base, 1 out. Collins rolls a 51 for an 8, and that's a comebacker to Young, who goes to first with it. Harry Davis able to go to third, but 2 outs now for Ossie Schreckengost, hitting now 186, and he rolls a 46 for a 27. Ground ball over to third base, and as Lord, who has it, throws to first for the out. And we go to the top of the fifth inning. Here is Lou Krieger. Krieger rolls a 25 for a 9. It's a single over short, and that'll bring up Denny Sullivan. Krieger wouldn't happen to have. No, he doesn't. He's not that kind of fast runner, is he? Sullivan up there now. Gonna bunt. Down by a run. Rolls a 16 for a 28. Good bunt back to Coombs. Coombs has to go to first with it, and it's thrown over to Eddie Collins covering the bag. Krieger goes over to second. 1 away, and here comes Cy Young. Yeah. We're actually going to let Young swing away. Normally I would bunt with him, but let's let him swing away. He's got some good-looking hit numbers. And he rolls a 14 for a 43. It's a fly ball over to left field. Hartzell's got it for the out. 2 away. I'm not sure that would have even advanced the runner. 2 away here for Doc Gessler. And he rolls a 21 for a 32. It's a fly ball over to right field. Murphy has it for the out. We go to the bottom of the fifth. So ineffective was that inning for Boston. And here is Nichols, who rolls a 42 for a 13, and he strikes out 1 away. And up comes Jack Coombs. Coombs actually hitting 250, so not doing bad for a pitcher. Rolls a 41 for a 28. Ground ball over to Heine Wagner. Throws to first for the out. 2 away. Jimmy Collins up there now. Rolls a 41 for a 28. Back to Heine Wagner. Throws to first for the out. And we go to the top of the sixth. Fast-moving game now. And here is Bob Umglaub. Umglaub rolls a 16 for a 28. This time it's a ground ball over to Nichols, who makes the play at short. Throws to first for the out. 1 away. Frank Laporte up there. Rolls a 24 for a 13. That's a strikeout. 2 away now. And here's Heine Wagner. He rolls a 12 for a 24. And the little E-roll is up. It's a 54. That's going to end up being a ground ball over to Nichols again at short. Throws the first for the out. We go to the bottom of the sixth, just like that. Danny Murphy up here for the Athletics, and he rolls a 23 for 32. Fly ball to right field, and Gessler has that for the out. One away. And it's Topsy Hartzell again. Topsy Hartzell now hitting 229. He rolls a 55 for an 8. That's a ground ball again to Heine Wagner. Throws to first for the out. 2 away. Harry Davis rolls a 23 for 32. It's a fly ball over to right field. Gessler has it for the out, and we go to the top of the 7th. So it's been kind of a stalemate here since the third. 1-0 Athletics. Here's Gabby Kravitz for the Red Sox. He rolls a 12 for a 24, and the little E rolls a 56. I wrote it wrong. There we go. That's a ground ball to Nichols. Again, makes the play and throws it first for the out. Player's having a hard time hitting the ball in the air. 1 away. Harry Lord now rolls a 31 for a 9, and he gets a single, though it's a single on the ground, and then he's caught stealing as Lou Krieger's up there. 2 away now with Krieger up. And Krieger rolls a 43 for a 29. It's a comebacker over to Coombs, who throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Rube Oldring up for the Athletics, and Rube Oldring rolls a 42 for a 32. It's a fly ball over to Gessler in right field, who has it for the out. So they are able to hit fly balls from time to time. Eddie Collins is up next. Collins rolls a 12 for 24. Here comes the little E-roll, and it's 33 out of the range. So it's a ground ball once again to Heine Wagner, who's been everywhere here today. Throws to first. 2 gone. Aussie Schreckengoss now rolls a 14 for a 43. And the E-roll is a 23 within the range. Second error, of the game, as that will change to a 19. That'll be an error on Lord, who is not a particularly good fielder. 2 errors here on the Red Sox in this game, none for the Athletics, and that'll bring up Simon Nichols. Nichols rolls a 55 for an 8, and that's a ground ball over to the left side, and Lord has it, and he throws to first for the out easily. We go to the top of the 8th. Denny Sullivan. Sullivan rolls a 12 for a 25. It's a ground ball over to Eddie Collins, who makes the play and throws to first for the out. 1 away. Cy Young comes up there now, hitting 063. Rolls a 55 for an 8, and that's a ground ball over to Nichols, who makes the play and throws to first. 2 away. Doc Gessler now is the hitter. He rolls a 24 for a 31. It's a fly ball over to over to Oldring in center field, who makes the catch for the out. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. So this is what happens. I glance up here instead of thinking about what's going on. I get the wrong team. Happens to me all the time. If you're a regular. Here's Jack Coombs. Coombs rolls a 44 for a 7. That's a single over to right field for the pitcher, and that'll bring up Jimmy Collins, hit number 6 for the Athletics in this game. Collins up there, and what do you want to do? As Coombs fast is the question. He's not quite fast enough to do a hit and run. I think we bunt here with Jimmy. And the roll is a 43 for a 29, which is the bad bunt roll. That's a bunt over to the right side, and Umglab has it. Goes the hard way to Wagner, and they get the runner Coombs, and that means that Collins now is the runner on at first base. 1 out, and here's Danny Murphy. Athletics looking to add to their lead a little bit, and Murphy rolls a 45 for a 14. That's a ball, 1 ball on him. And then a 31 for a 9. That's going to be an infield hit, sending Collins up to second base. That'll bring up Topsy Hartzell now. Runners on at first and second, 1 out here, bottom of the 8th inning. And let's see what Hartzell can do. Swinging away, hitting 225, which is woeful, but the 300 on-base percentage is good. And he rolls a 36 for a 30. That's a fly ball over to left field. Kravitz has that for the out, 2 away, and here comes Harry Davis. Davis hitting only 200. The Athletics just not hitting well, and they're in first place. And he rolls a 46 for a 13. So much for that idea. We go to the top of the 9th. Is Cy Young able to get that strikeout? And there are only 3 more outs to go for Jack Coombs. Let's see if he can get him. Bob Umglaub is first. He rolls a 22 for a 7. That's a single to right field. And that'll bring up Frank Laporte. And this game now suddenly becoming very, very interesting. Frank Laporte up there. And the question is, do you swing away or do you bunt? Umglaub not quite fast enough to run. I think we're going to have him swing away and risk the double play. And the roll is a 54 for a 45. That is a fly ball over to right field. Murphy has it for the out. Now, if he had bunted there, that would have been a good bunt. That'll bring up Heine Wagner with a runner on at first only with 1 out instead of having 1 on at second. Wagner rolls a 62 for a 12, and that's going to be a walk. That is the first walk that Jack Coombs has given up all game long. And it comes at probably the least opportune time at this ball game. So Heine Wagner ends up finally capitalizing off of that W that Jack Coombs has. I was expecting Coombs to give up a whole bunch more walks. He doesn't give up that many walks, only 15 given up here in 43 innings in the replay. For whatever reason, he's not been giving them up. That brings up Gavin Cravath. The question is, do you want Cravath? Do you want Lord? So, take a look at what Lord has done over the last couple of games. Batting, not exactly hitting great, but I think he's been hitting better than Cravath. So we are going to bunt with Gavin Cravath here with one out here, top of the ninth inning, as the Red Sox are kind of desperate here, down by a run, not many other chances. There's going to be they only have 2 outs left to go. They got to spend these outs carefully. And the roll's at 56 for a 13. That's a foul strike, so he's saved by the bell. 1 strike now on Cravath, and he'll bunt again. This time is a 14 for a 43. There's a little E. It gets tense. Rolls a 34. And so it's a good bunt over to Coombs, who has to go to first with it, over to Eddie Collins, and both runners move up. 2 away now as Cravath gets it done here in the top of the ninth inning. 2 away, and that brings up Lord. So Cravath bunts successfully. Harry Lord comes up, 2 outs. Lord hitting .221, just as I thought, hitting slightly better than Cravath, though the on-base percentage is not quite as good, and there's no slugging. No one's slugging here. It's 1908. What are you thinking, you crazy man? Here is Harry Lord, and he rolls a 43 for a 29. That is a comebacker over to Jack Coombs, who grabs it and throws over to first base for the out. The Red Sox came very, very close in this one to going ahead. And it really is a shame, I would think, for them, because I do think that they have a better team. You go look up in your history book, you'll see that the 1908 Athletics were not exactly the 27 Yankees or even the 1908 Cubs in terms of ability. And here they are at the very top of the American League, now sitting at 12-7. Red Sox fall to 9-10. Hope you enjoyed this one. Apologies again for the sound and the tenor of my voice. Hopefully I'll be able to get better. I should probably shut up for a change. I'll talk to you later. Bye.